That's our intro.
And we are live next round cocktail hour. We do it every Tuesday, 3:30 with Brittany Wagner and Kelly Hunter. I'm Lance Taylor. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Tell your friends, like, subscribe, thumbs up. Dunaway was here last week. I heard that everybody loved him shitting his pants.
Yeah, I got great feedback on all the shit your pants stories. Apparently people love. I guess when you...
Well, I think most people can relate.
Yeah,
right?
You want to know that somebody else has done it, I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I mean, again, and not everybody lives their life full disclosure. I do. I'm way too much of an open book. My family will tell you. And they're just like, shut your mouth. But I sometimes want to be like, I'm not the only one. And you're not. No. Not Brittany, not that you would ever do that. But
no, I have. We've all done it, I think.
We've all done it. And so it's just kind of like, hey, let's just all talk about it.
I mean,
Circle up.
Many times where I've been running from because in the morning, you drink your coffee. Like I drink my coffee on the way to take Kennedy to school. And then that takes so long because of the traffic. And so then on the way back, I'm usually sprinting in my house because I'm like, that coffee has gone through me now. Anyway.
So next round cocktail hour is always brought to you by Blakelee's Bouquets. Yes. Again, anniversary arrangements, baby gifts, graduation presents, funeral flowers, wedding flowers. Blakelee's the best. Blakelee'sBouquets.com. Again, Kelly Hunter, Brittany Wagner. I'm Lance Taylor.
Welcome back. We missed you.
I'm glad y'all missed me.
How was your trip?
It was exhausting. It was fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did Vegas 2 nights and I did LA 3 nights. And I spent way too much money. Those cities are so expensive.
Do you think you could live in Las Vegas?
Probably not. I was noticing, so Nashville is probably the fastest growing city right now.
Yeah.
But I think Vegas has been for 5 years, but it's been for
the last almost 20 years because I've had family go out there and get involved in real estate.
Yeah.
And also I have a cousin that does custom carpentry in high-end condos and houses.
It's a neat town, but it's so damn hot. So I went from 95 degrees.
By the way, sorry.
Cheers. So we got the Kim Crawford Pinot Noir. I am drinking the Wicked Weed Pernicious, the IPA, which is becoming one of my favorite beers.
What's the percentage on that?
A little over 7, I think.
Okay, so it's like a gravy.
Yeah, it's like 2 beers. It's fine.
Okay.
But anyway, I love it. So I was out there, went to the pool on I guess the only full day I was out there because I got in at 2 a.m. Birmingham time.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up, I'm sitting there having a couple of drinks late night, eating something.
Nice steak dinner.
I've been up 26 straight hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I hate that feeling.
Yeah. And then I slept for 4 hours and I don't know about you guys, but I get excited in certain cities. I can't sleep.
Yeah.
So I just got up, went to the pool.
Too much to do.
I don't have that problem.
Unsolicited plug. Where'd you stay?
So the Aria is where I typically stay, but they've got a new property right across from it. It's called Vibora or something.
Okay.
But it was really nice. And then the second night I stayed at Resort World. I don't know why I can't say that.
Resort World. You have to break it out.
Yeah. Resort World. Son of a bitch.
Unique New York.
Yeah. So I stayed there. It was really cool. And then
what was the pool scene like?
So at Resort World, there were kids too.
Okay.
So because if you want to have a debaucherous pool, go to Wet Republic or go to Bear. There's a couple of different, European topless pools.
Yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't want to go there.
You would never do it?
No.
I go topless every time I go to the pool.
Tops off.
Have you ever been at a nude beach?
No.
Would you ever do that?
Well, no, actually I've been on one. I didn't do it. I really don't want my junk out, man. It would burn. It's never seen the day of light.
See, I've been to a European beach when we were in I was in France and we went to Europe. And we went to the beach. And yeah, it's very just women are just tops off.
But I feel like the women that take their tops off are women you're like, you should put that back on.
Yeah. Some of these nudist colonies.
It's like, no.
I have been to Bear before at the Mirage, and we had actually Reed's bachelor party there. And this was years ago, 2014. So it's almost been a decade. But there were actually, and I've been there twice, there's actually good people hanging out at that pool.
Well, there are also probably some paid patrons and people who are, we want you to stay here and look pretty and make
it was entertaining. I'll never forget one of the best looking girls there had taped X's over her nipples.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
why?
Yeah, I don't know what the difference between the nipple.
Like, if you're gonna do it, why are you?
She's edgy.
I don't know.
She wants to be different. She's edgy. Use that black electrical tape for something.
Yeah, she did. Next round cocktail hour brought to you by our friends at Blakelee's Bouquets. We're drinking a little Pinot Noir. The girls are. I've got a Wicked Weed IPA. Absolutely love it. Blakelee'sBouquets.com. We're taking your questions too. We're going to get into advice, adventure, adulting. But we start first Memorial Day. Like, I got back on purpose. This was so bad. I left LA at 7 a.m. So I had to get up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I didn't get in until like 2 or 3 that night.
So wait, that's 5 a.m. LA time?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're talking like 2
7.
a.m., 3 a.m. Birmingham time.
7 a.m.
7.
So, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because it moves forward.
Carry the one. Sorry.
Reason I got up so early is where I could get back to hang out with the kids on Sunday. So I got back at 3 o'clock, but it was just a grind getting back. So got back at 3 o'clock and hung out with the kids, watched Succession, the final finale. And
I haven't
then,
watched it yet, so no.
Yeah, I'm not going to ruin
Thank
it.
you.
And then yesterday, poolside all day. But I didn't get in the pool one time. It's too cold right now. Where we are, it's like 78 degrees.
Freezing.
So the pool is freezing. So I just hung out at the pool, but I'm exhausted.
We were down in Pensacola and we were out on the boat and it was chilly. Like if you were not in the sun, it was crazy because the water is freezing.
Yeah.
You had to get in the shallow water. You're like, okay, that's warm. Somebody probably peed there. But like you're trying to get in like the shallow. But it was like coming home in the evenings, not even evenings, like 4 o'clock, the spray and the wind hitting you. We shouldn't complain about it being
because Memorial Day. It's normally
usually
warm.
unusually cold for this time of the year. I guess.
Falls though, like you just think about like.
Yeah, by September we'll be like,
oh my gosh. But
So I was at my pool yesterday, and it brought up an interesting conversation that I'm going to turn to you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Our pool is segregated in my neighborhood, not by race or gender, but by age range. It's like the young 20 couples with the young kids.
Okay.
They all go to an area near the shallow end, and they kind of take over. Like if you need to go down the steps into the pool, you can forget it because you can't do it because they all sit there.
Yeah.
And they walk in with pack and play, all the things that you have to have when you bring kids. And then there's like an area where the teenagers congregate, high school and college kids kind of flock to an area. And then there is the old people section.
The people of a certain age.
I walked in the pool.
So is it like 30 to 60?
It's 30's probably too young. It's like 40 to 60.
People that don't come with children?
Yes. It's people that either their children are there, but they don't need supervision, or they have no children. Right. It's like their children are grown.
Right.
So I walked in and there was only one chair. And it was in the young people section. And there's that, like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Like, do I dare go over there? But there's only one chair. And I'm like, well, I'm going for it. And I go over there and y'all, I'm not there 10 minutes. I get hit in the head twice with a ball. A kid falls on top of me, cries because he skins his leg when he falls on top of me. And I'm just like,
on your downtime.
Why am I? And I was like, I'm going to leave. And then
I ever consider dragging the chair over?
Well, no, because I'm too lazy to do that. But then
that's what I said. Immediately I would have picked the chair up.
No, I'm too lazy. But then my friends were texting me. They're like, why are you on the young people side? Because my friends were on the other side. And I'm like, because there's only a chair. And so finally one of the guys comes over and grabs the chair and carries it over. But when I get over there, we have this whole conversation about like, which side of the pool is better? Like, meaning which age range is better? Is it were your 20s the years? Were your 30s the years? Were your 40s, 50s, 60s? Like, or with the teenage years? Like, who's luckier, us or them?
Where did you pee?
Yeah. And I'm like, I know we had a whole debate and we didn't come to a conclusion.
So here's the way I would set it up. I had somebody ask me, they were about to turn 30, and this is probably 2 years ago. And they were like, my 20s just weren't good. And I'm scared to death. I'm getting old. I'm in my 30s. I'm like, Jesus, you're not 30s.
Yeah.
I was like, to me, my 40s were my best.
Mm-hmm.
Then my 30s, then my 20s, and then my teens.
Wow, your 20s really? Or
I've liked them all good. Yeah, the 20s were great.
Okay,
but
how old were you when you got married?
I was 27.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that has an impact on your 20s.
Bought my first house
22.
in the 20s, got married in the 20s, got my first real job in the 20s, graduated college in the 20s.
Mm-hmm.
had your biggest friend group probably in the 20s too, because as we get older and people move and they get families and it's not like it used to be. But I thought the 30s were awesome because you start making a little bit of money.
I think my 30s were my best.
Okay.
I think where I am now has been my worst. Yeah, I think the 40s have been my worst for me.
You're early.
I'm 45, so I'm right in the middle.
No. You're still
smack in the middle. There's still hope, I guess. But I feel like 40s have been the worst so far. But 30s were my best. I did not enjoy my 20s.
Really?
20s, you're scraping. You're scrapping and you're scraping. I feel like you're trying to find your way. And there's always a lot.
We just had such a good support group. I mean, literally. We had like 30 people that would hang out together during the 20s. That's what made it so fun for me.
Honestly, it's hard to say because like 20s professionally probably were my best and like socially. And then, 30s is when I had my kids. So
Same. Yeah.
I'm like, so that's why that one. And 40s has been good. But I mean, honestly, like I feel like, and I don't know, but I just turned 49. 40s have been a blink because like, I feel like we've been so busy doing everything, raising kids. 40s have been just
I felt like I was finally.
Well, you get more every decade. You get more comfortable in your skin.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I felt like I was finally. I don't want to say established. That sounds pretentious.
But you also you achieved a lot in your 40s.
Well, and it's just I don't know. I got divorced in my 40s.
Okay, well, how old were you when you started this venture?
We started this when I was.
Are you 49 or 50?
We were 48 when we started discussing it. I was 49 when it went down.
Okay, so that's why I think I think 40. I think because you achieved a lot. Like you bet on yourself. You gambled and you won.
This has been good. I just think 40s. I'm kind of like you. I don't give a shit what people think.
No.
I mean,
every decade you get more and more like.
Yeah.
I sadly can party probably more than I could in my 20s. That's a sad indictment.
We also have more money, but you could do it.
I didn't have a hangover one time in Vegas or LA, and
you've learned how to do it better, hopefully.
And they've got really good legalized weed too. So I think.
Did you have to go to an IV place?
Mm-mm.
No, look at you.
I just went to a dispensary and I got some really, really good edibles, and so I would just take those, and then, everybody was smoking. So I was just hitting up some of that, and then that really takes care of a hangover. At least it does for me.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty awesome.
I know, it's funny because I think you can look at each decade, kind of like professionally, family. So but I think a lot of people would probably say like their 30s and 40s.
A lot of people think 40s. I hear a lot of people say like, oh, my 40s, and I'm like, oh, that makes me sad.
NH3425, and we do invite your comments, and I'll get to some of these because we got a bunch, and I've kind of neglected them.
Lance.
He says the older I get, the lower the ground appears in my vision. I'm 34.
The lower the what?
Ground appears in his vision.
Okay.
All I would say, NH3425, is 35 is like the premium age, I think.
Yeah, that I would say that.
Yeah.
45?
No, 35.
35. Okay, 35.
Yeah.
35.
My late 30s, that's where it was at.
Young Jack asked me if you could only be one age. I thought it was an interesting question. This was
that is a
year
question.
or 2 years ago. I was like, I'd be 35.
I think so too. Me too.
Yeah.
36, 37. I don't know. It was like around that time in my life where I felt like I was like.
I'm a vain guy, but I felt like I looked my best at 35. I had some money at 35. I don't know.
Okay, here's the thing. Difference for women is before kids and after kids. Like
I looked my best after Kennedy. I looked my best. Like Kennedy was like in like 2nd, 3rd grade, and I had figured it out at that point. Like I don't know. It was weird.
I looked okay after one, but after triplets, that was a tough one.
Yeah.
That's tough to come back from.
Yeah, I don't have any experience with that.
After one, I bounced back pretty quick, but it was the 3 that really just took the wind out of my sails.
Jason says, "LT, are you 50? Question marks, exclamations."
Yeah.
No, I'm actually 51.
You own that.
51. I can't control it.
No, but when people are like, "Oh,
you can't deny it."
Dude, own your age.
People Google, right?
Yeah.
But no. Michael also says I'll be 35 on June 13th. Well, happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Live it up, live life.
It is a good age because you're hopefully established in your career. You have some security. You've figured a few
Confident,
things.
yeah.
You figured out the things that in your 20s you look back and you kind of cringe at what some of the professional things you may have done in your 20s, and like
You have some life experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
So
that was my big question, y'all.
I like it. Next round cocktail hour with Kelly Hunter and Brittany Wagner. I'm Lance Taylor. It's brought to you by Blakelee's Bouquets. Funeral flowers, wedding flowers, any kind of celebration. These guys are the best. Blakelee'sBouquets.com. You had a question.
I did.
And I've been thinking about this and I can't figure it out.
Okay. Well, no, because you went to Las Vegas.
Yep.
Like you said, a lot of people either love Las Vegas, they love to visit Las Vegas, or some people can live there. Like I've got family that lives there, I said, but it is hot. But a lot of people that live in Vegas don't go downtown, don't go down to the strip. They stay on their golf courses and they're in the communities.
It's funny that you asked this based on Vegas, because we were talking about Devontae Adams isn't happy as a Raider right now and he's talking about getting out. And I said the other day on the air, I was like, I don't know, that might be the worst NFL city to live in. And then Dunaway and Brown were like, what about Green Bay? And I was like, no, I wouldn't want to do Green Bay. Don't want to live in Atlanta. Don't want to live in Jacksonville, Florida. Don't want to live in DC. Don't want to live in New York City. We started going around. I was like, well, damn, Vegas is probably one of the best options.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I would want to live there.
Yeah. No, because I have always said, I love New Orleans. I could live in New Orleans. And a lot of people are like, that is a dirty city, that Katrina was the best thing that ever happened to it, giving it a bath.
No, I could live there.
I could live there. Some people, they're just like,
I could live in New York City. That was my answer to your question. The question was, what city do you like? Most people hate, but you could live there.
Yes.
I could live in New York City if I could afford it. If I had money and could afford it, I would love New York City.
No, New York City's awesome. It really is. It's just the January, February, March would get me with the cold.
Would you miss the space?
I think I would like it.
Having a yard?
I don't know. I don't know, because I don't feel like I'm really that much of a yard person.
When we lived down on South Side, we lived in a car. But now that I have kids and I have, other stuff, I'm like, a yard is really nice.
Well, so I tried to sell my place. I just took it off the market.
Oh, you did?
Okay.
Well, the reason I took it off the market is so I had 42 showings in like 4 weeks, and I only had 3 shit offers. And if I was going to keep it on the market, like yesterday, I was with my kids all day at the pool. If somebody wanted to see it, then we would have to pack up and leave. So I'm like,
well, and also you've spruced it up to the point.
I think you made a good decision.
If you've ever sold a house and you're like packing your stuff up, you're like,
yep.
Well, this place looks kind of nice with everything out of here, with all of our shit not crammed in.
With the clutter gone.
And the carpet cleaned.
It's kind of nice.
Fresh coat of paint on the walls. This place didn't have that.
So I've decided to, Brad Bell, shout out one of our sponsors. I'm getting the master kitchen and master bathroom redone.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The master kitchen.
I know. You have a second.
You have a kitchen in your master?
Actually, I didn't mean to say that out, but you've been in my basement before.
Yeah.
I've got a kitchen down there, a full kitchen. It's really
you have 2 kitchens,
cool setup,
I guess.
But but I'm getting the top one redone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of those bucket list. See, again, that's one thing about getting into your 50s where you can start splurging on stuff like that.
Yeah, but I've still got child support, alimony, a lot of shit going on.
Well, yeah, but
maybe you should hold off.
No.
Treat yourself.
Nah.
Go buy yourself something nice. Come on.
Money over here.
Did you walk away from Vegas winning?
You know what's so funny is I never play tables in Vegas. People don't believe this about me. I've never played a hand of poker in my life.
Okay.
I used to love blackjack. I like roulette every now and then, 3-card poker. I didn't play one hand. I bet on one baseball game. And I had the Phillies. They were down 5-0. They came back and won 6-5 in extras. It was pretty awesome.
Oh, wow.
But that was the only game I bet on.
Okay.
So I spent my money on alcohol and shows.
Yeah.
Went and saw Love Again, Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah. On edibles?
On edible. It is the best thing in the world.
I know.
I'm going to Vegas in August.
You got to do it. You got to.
On edibles.
No, well, I don't know.
They're legal.
Are they?
Yeah, they're legal.
Oh, yeah.
But, I think it accentuates the experience.
So Bobby says the west side of New Orleans is really nice and clean over by Loyola University. And Xavier, still lots of gigantic potholes.
I have a friend that lives in
the
Audubon
streets are ever gonna be
Park,
good.
and they're beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful.
I love the atmosphere.
I do too.
I like walking around looking at galleries. I like being able to grab a daiquiri and just it's always been.
I feel like I could live New Orleans. I could live New York City. I could live in one of these big cities. I could also live in a place like Cherry Log, Georgia.
Could you live in LA?
I don't know if I could live in LA. I think I would punch someone in the face if I lived in LA.
I mean, and also I think it just fucks with your head out there. There's a lot.
I would have no self-esteem if I lived there.
Well, and I was thinking about the anxiety too. Just it's sensory overload.
Yeah.
And just being stuck in traffic, which I can't stand. It just feels like the biggest waste of time.
Yeah.
And just sitting on the 405, and I would go. We kind of stayed in a little perimeter, but it was like Santa Monica, Venice Beach, and then I went to Inglewood just to go check out the Rams Stadium.
Yeah.
But I mean, all of that was relatively close, and it took forever to get Ubers. They were so expensive, and the cocktails were crazy next level.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Yeah, I don't have any desire to live in LA. But no, I could live in a place like Cherry Log, Georgia. Y'all ever been to Cherry Log, Georgia?
Nope,
Anyone?
sure have not.
Tell me where. What part?
I mean, it's like in that area. Like if you're going to Chattanooga, there's like a little space where you're in Georgia, and you're like, why and how am I in Georgia? Yeah. So it's like Rising Fawn, Georgia, and all that. Okay, so if you get off and you go back in there, Cherry Log, you're gonna run into Cherry Log. It's up on the very, very top of a very high mountain. Beautiful little like I stayed in an Airbnb little cabin, tiny little town. I mean, not shit to do, but like, you're totally secluded. People leave you alone. Beautiful scenery, like cute little downtown. I'm like, I think I could do this. I mean, I lived in Scuba for 2 years for crying out loud.
That's what, it's funny because we were driving through
Flomaton,
Alabama today, and I looked at my son. I'm like, what do you think the people here do? And he's
nothing, and that's nice.
Cows. It's like, yeah. But like seriously, you're like, okay, in Scuba, like, is there an industry in Scuba?
There's a log tree place. What's it called? Where they cut, I don't know.
Timber.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But no, but like Scuba, it's not pretty. Like Cherry Log, like to me, a place like that where it's a tiny little town, there's not much to do, but it's beautiful. You know, it's like in the fall, it's got the pretty trees with the colors, and in the winter, and then it's got the 4 seasons, and like it's pretty. And I'm like, I think I could appreciate nature in that way. I could go on hikes.
Before we get off this, like Phoenix, I don't think I could live in Phoenix.
Too hot.
It's too hot, and it's just brown. I know they have green patches for grass and everything, but I'm like,
not a lot.
It's not the pretty that we have.
That's like Albuquerque.
Spoiled here. I know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I could live in Bozeman, Montana during the summer.
Yeah.
But the winters.
But the summer is.
It's
that
tight.
big.
Yeah.
So,
Michael says, LT, when you go out of town, what do you do to take care of Ladybird? I might do a Ladybird announcement tomorrow. Okay. I'll just tease that for the show now.
Yeah.
So I do have some news on that.
That alone is
that's a big news. Man, everyone tune in. Find out.
9 a.m. Are we going to put an hour on it, or is it?
Just not counting, but I'll just put it this way: I hadn't seen Ladybird in 16 days.
Okay, are we going to put this on like the 10 o'clock hour? The 9 o'clock? Okay,
you have to watch the whole show.
Dunaway drives it. So, hey, next round cocktail hour is brought to you by Blakelee's Bouquets, new baby gifts, anniversary arrangements, wedding flowers, anything you need. Blakelee's Bouquets.com. So, yeah. They're drinking a little Pinot Noir, a little Kim Crawford. I've got the Wicked Weed, Pernicious IPA. It's fantastic.
A friend gave me this.
Somebody said, did you get Ladybird cloned? God, I wish.
Would you do that?
Could you? Could you do that?
I think if I had somebody that could do it and I had a ton of money, maybe. Is Ladybird on the back of a milk? I will tell you this. Ladybird
announcement tomorrow, people.
She is safe and sound.
She's okay.
Calm down, jeez.
This morning we were getting ready to pack up, and we had taken our dog with us to Pensacola, and all of a sudden somebody's like, "Where?" And they also had a dog. They're like, "Where are the dogs?" I'm like, imagining it like it's like 9:45. We're wondering. I'm like, this is I'm not gonna get here today because we're trying to find the damn dog. And like sure enough, like 20 minutes later, he turns up. But they live like major streets near him. I'm like, and in your head, you're imagining worst case scenario.
Yeah.
They've gone into the street. They've gotten hit. But
Ladybird never leaves the yard. But when I was going to the beach at one point last summer, it's like she knew that I was going out of town, and so she somehow got out. Yep. She's got a fence collar, and she went to the back neighbors. I couldn't find her. I've got GPS on her. But she rolled around in like a dead animal.
Oh, yeah.
And the car was already packed up. And she was going with me.
But she was like, nah.
Because I would never go on trips without her until now. So I had to bring her home, had to bathe her. It was such a pain in the ass. And I was so pissed. It was one of those, it's the only time I've ever kind of yelled at Ladybird.
Raised his voice.
Only once?
Oh, I'm impressed.
Yeah, Not Lady Bird.
Oh.
Not Lady Bird. Okay, so I was going to ask you guys Ozempic. I don't know anything about Ozempic.
Ozempic.
See, I've never heard that commercial. We were talking about the pool yesterday, and somebody was singing that, and I was like, I've never even heard it.
Oh.
But I got an article sent to me earlier, and I'm pulling this right now, and they said there's an Ozempic shortage.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because people are taking it for
all the
wrong reasons.
It's for diabetics, right?
Yeah, right. And now diabetics can't get it. Because we're
same thing with Adderall right now is because I can't get your kids Adderall because all the grown-ups are taking Adderall.
Is that legitimate?
Yeah.
It's legit. There's an Adderall shortage because
I thought adults get cocaine
misusing it.
Well, I mean, because also it's an appetite suppressant. So adults are like,
we are so obsessed with being
lazy.
skinny, right? But we don't want to do the work to get skinny. We just want to
exhausted. I got up at 6:00 this morning to work out.
Okay, so
just because I'm not going to do Adderall.
Tell us about this Ozempic article.
So the Ozempic article goes on to say, and I think this is fascinating because I didn't know much about it, but apparently everybody is losing weight with this thing.
Well, there's several drugs out there, like shots or drugs or whatever. And I know that was like the first one, but that's the one that messes with your face, right?
Yep. But supposedly it ages you big time. Like as you're losing the weight, like I don't know, whatever chemicals you're putting in your body, like it creates like wrinkles and like it ages you.
And women need some of the good fat in their face. Like, because if you don't have some of that good fat, you really start to look.
Holy shit. So it says the average wholesale price of Ozempic that pharmacies pay is about $900 for a 30-day supply.
Yeah. I think allegedly, like it's first one's free. No, you get like the first round and it's not that expensive.
So they sucker you in?
Yeah, they sucker
because the weight just falls off according to everybody.
But you have to keep doing it because when you stop, you gain it all back double from what you weighed before, which is crazy that you have to take that for the rest of your life in order to stay
and price
skinny.
Goes up to like $1,200. And so it's like, yeah. So people are, and I have to imagine that messes with your metabolism.
No doubt it does.
Your thyroid and
all kinds of your organs. But here's you just can walk into a doctor's office and say, hey, I want a prescription for Ozempic. Like, how are all these people getting it?
There must be some docs that are just like, absolutely.
Like, I don't know. I'm like,
there's going to become regulation on this.
I'll take your $75 copay. But then there are other ones like Manjaro, and then there's, I think, a third one. But I mean, obviously, if it sells.
But we're such a litigious society. Somebody's going to gain all their weight back, have a heart attack, die, and then sue.
Well, people are going under like cardiac arrest. People are like fainting because they're not eating because it suppresses your appetite so much that like people have gone days without even putting any food in their mouth and they're like passing out. I have a friend who's on it and she like just throws up all day. And I'm like, at what price do you like not want to be that skinny?
Yeah, Prince Law says absolute poison, class actions on the way, no doubt. Which I'm not going to be surprised. I know a couple of people that have been taking this.
I do too.
And they've lost a ton of weight.
I have a neighbor that's lost like 3/4 of her.
But like, if you do that, do you tell people when you're like, oh my gosh?
No, she doesn't say that that's what she's doing. But I mean, there's no way you lose that amount of weight that fast without doing.
What I would do is I would put on workout clothes, like drive, get a milkshake, come back, saying, pour a bottle of water on my head.
Is that the one that one actor? He was in. Okay, help me out.
Actors have access to like incredible.
Melissa McCarthy. She was in the show with the guy. It was like Molly and Mike or something.
Yeah.
I think he was in the Ozempic ad, and he is like now a fraction of what he had.
Billy Gardner. We had him. We had him on the show. Billy Gardell. That's it.
So if you've seen him recently, he is like scary. Like wow, and I think he was like the actor in the Ozempic commercials.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, Chelsea Handler came out with a video on her Instagram saying like that in Hollywood, there's these right before red carpets, these doctors will give these celebrities something to lose 5 pounds, right before a red carpet, like just water weight or whatever. And that she admitted that one of the things she had been given before a red carpet was Ozempic. And she did it to lose 5 pounds. And because I think somebody came out accusing her, like saying she had done it or whatever. And so she admitted like, yeah, at one point, like that was the drug that doctors were giving celebrities to lose 5 pounds, but we weren't using it for like we were using it one time, like
Yeah.
to lose 5 pounds, and then that was it. Like
How
we
quick
weren't
can you
using
lose
it.
5 pounds?
I don't know.
I'll tell you, all I got to do is get your tonsils out. I lost 19 pounds 6 days.
That's right.
I mean, it's an extreme.
There you have it.
But I'm just saying, now I've gained every single pound back.
It's that ice cream that you like so much.
Pritzlaw's kid, JT, is 17.
Wait.
So I'm just happy birthday to JT.
Oh.
Pritzlaw is one of our big listeners.
Happy birthday.
What's he say? You were his ride to school every morning for years. Well, thank you, Pritzlaw. And thank you. Happy birthday, JT. 17 is a good year, too.
It is, yeah. Yep. I know.
Okay.
I mean,
we got
whatever
anything
happened
else?
to like just working out and like whatever happened to like
'Cause
work ethic
that's
and
hard.
hard work and like
It's hard.
I'll tell you that here's the secret, because the last few weeks I've stayed up too late. If you stay up too late, I don't want to get up to work out.
Yeah.
Try to sleep in a little bit.
Mhm.
And then by the end of the day, you sure as hell don't want to work out. The key is to work out early.
yeah.
It really is. And everybody's like, I'm too tired, just power through it. And then you got the rest of your day to do whatever.
If you get on a routine and start a habit, you will do it without thinking about
And
it.
I would always like when I would work out in the mornings, it's like do it before you start thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like just get up, start doing it, and then
Yeah. It has to just be habit,
Yeah.
routine at some point.
I know.
John McWaters, my dogs get sick every single time we go out of town, leave them with the groomer. They got sick after we got back home, not with the groomer. I can't board my dog. Can't. I know I'm in the
I
minority
know
probably, but
we have not.
I hey, look, it's a dog.
yeah.
I'm going out of town, and you're doing something else.
My sister-in-law
know.
tried to tell me the other day, it's just a dog. I'm like, it's just,
That's my attitude.
maybe some are just dogs. Ladybird ain't a
I was gonna
dog.
say I can't have just a
mine
dog.
are just a dog.
I can't have just a
I
dog.
mean, I love them very much, and I want them to be okay. I have my dog on my phone too,
Okay.
with my kid.
Okay.
Now, my
just-
kid
that's
is
just
more
one of the
important
dogs.
than my dog.
She's one of the dogs.
Yeah, she doesn't take pictures with the other one.
Oh, okay.
I mean, my child is more important than my dog, but
No, I get that.
You
Yeah, I
know.
mean,
at the point that like when I had a
Leighton,
dog in my
Jack,
20s,
and Jace would be
and I
over
didn't have
Ladybird.
kids yet, that dog was like,
Oh, it's a child born
it's
in your
not
heart
just
right
a
there.
dog, it's
Yeah. Oh,
it's
yeah.
my person. Now I'm like, no, I can't.
Okay, last words from anybody?
We're glad you're back.
Thank
We
you.
missed you. And any travel plans this coming week that we need to know about?
We do have some travel stuff coming up. I've got to get it on the calendar. So I know we're going to be in Ocean City, Maryland in August.
Yeah.
First week
Us?
of August.
Okay.
We're going?
If
All
you
of
guys
us?
want to, I can
Are
probably
we
get a
part of
hotel.
the family now?
Yes.
So
What?
we'll be there. We're also doing Vegas, which I'm working on those dates Thursday. I'll have that done. And then we're doing Floribama again.
Wow.
Is there ever going to be a
All of
next
us?
round cocktail hour
All of us?
live
on
from
the
a
road?
location?
We can all.
I think
So-
we would
so-
increase your numbers at Floribama.
Okay, would you rather do Floribama, Vegas, or Ocean City?
Ocean City.
I don't care. I
I've
don't want
heard
to do
Ocean
Vegas. I
City.
don't want to do Vegas with you. We would get in a fight.
What do you mean?
We would.
You probably wouldn't see me. Half the times I
We would
go to
never see
Vegas, yeah.
I don't want to do Vegas. I vote Floribama or Ocean City, Maryland.
When you get to Vegas, can you focus or do you have OCD? Like, or you just like ping, 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 ping?
It's one of those, yeah. I'm pretty much all over the place.
Yeah. I could just see you being like
No, what I'll-
overstimulated and excited.
it's like the first bar I see, I'll sit down and have a cocktail, and then I'll try to decide the next place I go. And then you just meet so many people in Vegas.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, it's just so much fun.
I feel like the crowd would be more fun at Floribama.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
would agree.
Like
I
more
agree.
people would come out, like.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Vegas has got such an international flair.
And Vegas is just so weird that you can go in at 2 a.m. and get a steak dinner.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting here eating a delicious steak dinner.
But the great thing about the Floribama is Waffle House across the
I
street.
know it. Oh my gosh.
So you can actually get a steak
I think
dinner
I'd
too.
go to
I know.
Floribama.
I
I would like
know.
to do the next round cocktail hour live from Floribama with the guys. So how do we make this happen? We have to get a sponsor?
I think we can make it happen. I need to make some calls, but yeah. It might be late August by the time we get to do it.
Work
Just when the kids are back in
okay.
school.
Work the phone lines. I don't care.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Okay.
I'll figure it out. Bobby says I've been
Meet
to
us
Ocean
there,
City, love it.
everyone.
I mean, I've heard it's incredible. So one of our
I like
clients,
Ocean City, Maryland. I've been there.
they're actually in Ocean City. They're bringing us up, and we're
That's
doing
nice.
a big thing. Yeah, so it's exciting. I can't
fun.
wait.
Maryland's pretty.
Okay, so Blakelee's Bouquets. We always appreciate those guys. You guys support them. Anniversary arrangements, funeral flowers, wedding flowers, graduation
such
gifts.
Quick turnaround. Like if you call them, they will. I mean, they will absolutely help you out.
Dunaway walked in the day before Mother's Day.
He told that story
He told us
and
last week.
yeah, but I mean, honestly, like I called them about some baby flowers because friends just had a baby, and they were like, "Okay, 15 minutes." Boom.
That's pretty good. Blakelee'sBouquets.com for more information.
In downtown Homewood.
Next round cocktail hour. Tell your friends, like, subscribe, thumbs up. We really appreciate that. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 to 1, and I will give everybody a Lady Bird update at some point. For Kelly Hunter, Brittany Wagner, I'm Lance Taylor. You guys have a great Tuesday.